We are live. We are ready to play some music today. Let me go post. Let me go post the link onto the website. The website, you should already have been there, is jollyrogerukulele.com. From there, we have, I don't know, 27 classes a day, it feels like. At least a couple of ukulele classes every day. Some baritone ukulele. Well, I guess that's 3 ukulele classes a day. Um, and more sheet music than you can shake a stick at. And I'm not sure why you're out shaking sticks all the time, but that's how you are. And so we are going to be moving forward with posting and updating. I got to double check that it works. I think I won't tweet this one. Well, I don't know why. And let's see here. All right, so hopefully this is working now. Let me view the page. Make Twitter go away. You know, when I follow on Twitter, I follow all this news stuff. And the other thing I follow on there is Great British Bake Off. And right now, at this moment in England, they are playing the finals of the Great British Bake Off for this season, and I cannot find out anything about it. I have to go until Friday before Netflix releases it, and so at the moment I'm losing my mind wondering who's winning the Great British Bake Off. All right. Today we are playing. Hey, Donna. She says the sound is good. Glad you're here. Today we are playing only 2 things. We are playing It Came Upon a Midnight Clear, and then we are going to play the second half of the Minuet Suite. It's the Minuet and Suite in G, and we play. Yesterday we played the major portion of that. Today we'll play the minor portion of that, and then so it will actually be a shorter class today, and then everybody will go home and practice up on Silent Night, Up on the Housetop, First Noel, Oh Holy Night, and Ode to Joy. Those are our sort of a little bit easier Christmas tunes for the week. And that's what we'll be playing tomorrow in our Kick Your Fanny Wednesday special edition ukulele Christmas class. And so that's what's going on. Lynn is in, Donna's in so far. We got 8 more people getting settled in, and delighted you're all here. I am very pleased with how It Came Upon a Midnight Clear came out. I have to tell you that sometimes I forget that I've done an arrangement for another instrument. And so I had already done It Came Upon the Midnight Clear for harmonica, completely forgot about it, pulled up a fresh blank and wrote out a new version of that, which as it turns out is pretty darn close to the harmonica version of it. And so we are in good shape. I have apparently arranged It Came Upon a Midnight Clear a lot at this point, and I'm getting pretty good at it apparently. So, whoops. So we'll keep working on that. And then our Minuet in G is going to be amazing, and hopefully that's coming along for you as well. Evelyn made it in. Melissa made it in. Phew. I don't know what that means, Lynn, but I'm glad you're here. Just got back. My ukulele just got back. Fix the string vibration problems, loose nut and tuners. Yeah, very typical. Installed a new Martin fluorocarbon strings. Good. Sounds great now. That's exciting. Yeah, a lot of times, hey, John, hey, Valerie. A lot of times I get ukuleles in the shop pretty normal. So they say, guys, it's got a buzz. And pretty unusual for a ukulele to buzz. It does happen when something internal gets loose, and those are really hard to find, those buzzes. But about 80% of them going to be either there's nuts on here, sometimes those get loose, sometimes you've got some stuff on the back. Different types of tuners have different things. Those get loose a lot. Relatively normal for your nut to come unglued, and that has a tendency to cause rattles. And then I have not really had a terrible amount of problems with rattles being caused down here on the saddle. It's possible, it doesn't come up a lot, but it's usually something up here. But the sound comes out down here, and you're like, I hear this terrible rattle. Well, it's a lot of times it's something to do with the hardware up above here. So kind of entertaining that's how things go. You know, you're like, it's got a buzz pause down here. And you're like, oh, well, let me. And then I start looking up here, and people are like, is he drunk? So yeah. Let's get going on this. I want to try to give you a little bit of time here today. I want to, these two things we're going to knock out, but I want to give you a little bit of time just so that you have to work on your own for the other Christmas tunes for the week. And so I'm going to go kind of quick and get us through this. Plus, Donna's over there making lunch. And so that's my real reason for knocking this out a little bit quicker. First off, as I like to remind people, when I'm wearing this sweater or this, what do you call them, hoodie, sweatshirt, it's got a zipper on it. And the purpose of these zippers is to dig scratches into the back of your ukulele. That's the entire purpose of having zippers on hoodies. I have no idea why they still put zippers on hoodies. You pull the darn things over. Anyway, be mindful. Buttons and zippers and that sort of stuff is going to cause dig holes in the back of you. Basically, every instrument that I get in the shop that's over 50 years old has scratches all over the back because at some point somebody had a belt buckle or a button or a zipper that caused a bunch of heck on the back of their ukulele. It doesn't affect the sound, doesn't change anything. It just sends the message that you weren't careful. And so just be mindful of that as you're playing. If you have a sweat jacket or something with buttons or whatever, we want to not have you tear up your ukulele because frankly, the nicer you keep it, the better they sound, right? I didn't tune up. On It Came a Midnight Clear. I don't see my tuners. Here's one. Like, where the heck are my tuners? You guys are like, what's he doing? He's dancing all around. My C string has been a brat lately. All right, good. John says, my Laprenza came in. Yes. Perfect condition, great use, but it didn't make me sound any better. This is a pretty good ukulele. I still sound okay on a crummy ukulele, right? Because I put in the time. Same thing will happen for you. The ukulele in and of itself will make a little bit of a difference. It will sound better, John. You're a pretty good player already. But you definitely, the skills that you use, that's why very often when I'm teaching classes and stuff, I'll use a $50 or $100 ukulele on purpose, right? Because I don't want people to know, yeah, nice ukulele is awesome, but it's not going to play for you. And so you do actually have to put in the work. And that's exactly why you're here. You're putting in the work. And that little Prinzy is going to sing out, and it's eventually just going to punch me in the face because you are so awesome at it. And so, yeah, the keys are practice a little bit and keep showing up here, right? Those two things happen. You're going to be playing that little Prinzy will come to life for you. Or whatever ukulele you have, a $50 ukulele, the little $50. We have these $40 Mahalos with smiley faces on them, and I love playing those because I love making them sound better than anybody else in the room. It's rude because I have a 20-year head start on most people. All right, It Came Upon a Midnight Clear. Let's run through the chords. And the chords are pretty easy to get along with on this one. C chord. It came upon a midnight clear, that glorious song of old, from angels bending near the earth to touch. And I will pause just a moment. That A7 there is optional. You can do that A7 or not do that A7. Doesn't really matter. Bending near the earth to touch the bend. And again, that D minor is optional. So these ones that are at the end of the measure, they will make you sound better. But if you're in a pickle and you're like, oh God, I got to do all the 4 chords in 2 measures in 6 beats, just drop the last 2 if they're too much. You don't have to do them. It sounds nice and it informs the tough uke part of this. But again, a lot of times when I'm, playing along with other people and we're just playing chords and there's somebody singing, I don't know, I almost never do all the chords. is just, it feels like a lot of work for nothing. The first chord in a measure is the important one. Anything that happens after that is usually decoration, but it does make it sound nicer. Near the earth to touch their harps of gold. That's what's going on there. Okay. Very exciting. Measure 18, you get to do a real E chord, bar on 4, pinky on 7. Peace on earth, goodwill to all from heaven's gracious King. The world in solemn stillness lay. And again, this D minor is optional to hear the angels sing. Okay, so again, for those of you who like singing, don't feel like just because a chord's written down that it's required. Jazz players will tell you straight up that the chords that are on there are just general advice. They change them out all of the time to really way different chords just to see what will happen. And so again, it's there. Usually on my arrangements, we put all those chords on there for the singers, of course, but then that chord will end up informing a lot of what happens in the tough uke line. And the more complicated and more sophisticated chording you can have up above, then of course the more complicated and sophisticated instrumental play that you will have down in the tough uke section. So there's your chords. Let's run through the playing of this. You got a 3 and a 7 right off the bat. So I'm just going to play in third position. Because we're in the key of C, I'm likely to end up in first position. But as I'm glancing through this, I'm like, I don't see any ones, And so I'm like, well, I probably may or may not be playing down in first position. See plenty of 2s, may end up playing in second position. But be thinking when you're playing melody, be mindful that your positional playing, you can really reduce the chance of error by moving your hand into these higher positions. That way you're not chasing your pinky all around all of the time, because your pinky is very inefficient at finding the correct fret. If there's anything I know in life, if I need a 7, my pinky is going to find 6 every time. It's going to be dead on exactly 1 fret off. Okay, play the melody for me. 1, 2, 3, 7, 2, 5, 3, 0, 3, 0, 3, 3, 0, 2, 3, 3, 5, 7, 5, 3, 7, 2, 5, 3, 0, 3, 0, 3, 3, 0, 0, 2, 0, 3, 3. Long note. 7, 7, 0, 0, 2, 4, 0, 2, 3, 7, 5, 3, 2, 0, 2, 0, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 7, 2, 5, 3, 3, 0, 3, 3, 0, 0, 2, 0, 3, 3. And then we would repeat. Second time through, you're going to skip 32 and 33. But one of the things I love about these old school Christmas tunes is that they sound nice one note at a time. Like really quite lovely and beautiful just to hear that note by note progression of that. It's comfy, pleasant. That's why these songs have been around 100, 200 years now. 1840, 1940, 150 years, 170 years. Because the melody is solid. The melody really works, and you don't need to add anything else to it. We, of course, do, but you don't have to. Just play that. Especially if you're newer and you're just like, man, I'm trying to get my note reading together, just playing that, just that, as clean and as pretty as you can, you really get something nice out of it. All right, let's run through the tough uke. We'll walk through every piece of it down, and then we'll go through and play it twice. Okay, so first, obviously, the 3, and then I'm going to use my pinky. The 7 is the highest note, so 0, 0, 7. just strum down, hit the 2, and then you got this 5s, bar on 5, and then you're going to go grab your F chord with the 3. You got to be fast. Okay. E minor, go ahead and put the full E minor on, and then you're just going to play 3 strings, 0, 4, 3. Lift up your index finger to hit the 0, and then play 0, 4, 3 again. Hit a 3, you're already holding it down. Go grab your F chord. Ring finger to get the 2, pinky to get the 3. Switch to a bar on 2. Slide your pinky up to 5. Slide it further up to 7. And then slide it back to 5. Add your G chord on. Okay, so your pinky's kind of busy in that section. And you got some decorative notes here, 3, 2, 3. And then go hit the 3. You're already holding it down. Slide pinky up to 7. Hit the 2. Bar. F chord with your pinky. Open. E minor. 3 strings. Hit the open. 3 more strings. Switch your index finger out for your ring finger. That's that fancy thing I told you. If you're singing it, it's optional. But if you're playing instrumentally, you want to do that. That's cool. Okay, grab your F chord. Add a ring finger to get a D minor. Slide your 2 fingers down to get the G7. O3. Right your ring finger to get the 3. And then a C chord. Couple of zeros. Now the idea in the song changes, so you go grab your 7 and add your bar on 4. Don't worry if yours sounds like that, that's fine. Your bar will get better. Couple of 4s. Ring finger to get the 6. You're already holding the next 4 down. Nice A minor, 2, 0, 0, 0. Hit the 2. Pinky on 3. Slide up to the 7. And then slide right back to the 5 and add your G chord on. Pinky at the 3. Lose your pinky. Hit the 2. 2, 0, 2, 0. And then a G chord at 24. Some decorative notes that you're already holding down. Hit the 3. Nice 7 here. Back to the same idea from the beginning of the song. Bar. F chord. E minor. Hit the 3. F chord. D minor. G7. Lose your ring finger. Put it up at the 3. And then a C chord. Repeat the whole song. Okay. And the second time you come around, 32 and 33, you will skip. 34, you will not. 34 and 35, you'll finish up the song with. Let's see. I'm going through. I've got a couple of notes that next year when I revise this, I will make a couple of changes here. But you don't. What you have here is fine. A couple of things I used to do that I don't do anymore. All right, so let's play it through twice. We're going to go crazy slow. Tomorrow we'll probably play it a tiny bit faster, but let's take our time through it. This is a song that's going to make your ukulele really, really come alive. For those of you who are newer, you're playing melody. For those of you who've been around a little while, you're working on your tough uke. And for those who've been around a good long time, I want you to play your tough uke the first time through with your thumb and the second time through with your plucking. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play the first time through on tough uke with my thumb, second time through with my claw. That way I'm getting always experience doing both of those. One way or the other is going to sound better with this song. The other thing, a lot of times when I'm putting together a song, since I know this is an AABA format, you play the first section, and then at measure 10, we basically repeat that section, and then at measure 18, it changes idea. So that's the B section that I would probably, as a performer, I would probably play the first half one way, the B section is a different way, and then go back to the main way that I played in the beginning, so that you use your full tool set and create a different feeling in that B section that starts at 18. But today, what we're working on, I'm going to play thumb all the way through, then claw all the way through, and then ultimately I would decide what sounds best where, and come back in and create a final version of this song. Yeah, so Lynn's saying, and Lynn's point here, and there is a solution to that, Lynn. Let me tell you what the solution is. So measure 3 is where she's concerned about, and it shows up 3 other places. You got this beautiful 5. It came upon okay, so what's happening is you've got this F chord. Your 5 is the melody. Here's the problem. I would love to have my F chord, my pinky way up there. And I used to arrange it that way, but it's a hard reach. So you could put, Lynn, an F chord 2-0-1 at the beginning of measure 3 and reach all the way up to 5, and then drag it back to 3. So that's one solution. Okay. The other solution is play the 5, accept the fact that you have to pull it off and get that. I like doing that because I feel like it shows my skill set. How long can I let that 5 go, and how quickly can I get my 2-0-1-3 on? So that's solution 2. I guess I should say solution 1 is just play what's written. Okay. Solution 2 is play an F chord, but reach up to your 5. And that's solution 2. Solution 3, even more different. Go ahead and play the 5s. That's 7s. I was like, that sounds weird. Play the 5s. Pinky on 8 of the 3rd of the 2nd string. Okay, so that's your melody note, is an 8 on the 2nd string. So that's a third way of solving it. A little bit thinner sounding. Okay. If you want to get that complete connected sound, your best choice is going to be to play a regular F chord, pinky on 5, pull it back to 3. That's going to create the most continuity, but it also presents you with the largest potential for error. Okay. So you've got to be ready when you see you play your 7. Then you can just play 3 Fs in a row if you want, but you're going to be moving your pinky a lot in that process. So that's 3 different solutions to the challenge you're facing, Lynn. I have it arranged this way because I'm like, well, I like that sound and I like this sound, and I think if I get good at them making this one last as long as possible and getting to this one as quickly as possible, it'll sound fine too. All right, here we go. 2 times through, any way you want. Make sure you're happy. I will be happy at the end. Here we go. 1, 2. two different ways of tracking the same thing, two different skill sets. Obviously, if I'm going to be playing this for somebody, I'm going to be definitely favoring the thumb. Probably, I think it sounds the prettiest. But I might do that B section with a claw. It sounds kind of cool that way, but who knows? Find your way of playing it. Okay, so it came upon me. Lynn says, "I make some notes and all." Yeah, give it a try. All of those are legitimate possibilities. I find a lot of times with possibilities that you're often confronted with multiple good choices. And so then what you start thinking about is, all right, I can do it this way, I can do it this way, I can do it this way. What's going to be the best for me? The decision you make when you're playing it slow sometimes isn't the same decision as when you're playing it at full speed. And so I might look at something like that and I'd be like, if I'm playing, it came upon a midnight clear. With that, I'm almost for sure going to use my regular F chord, reach my pinky up there. I got enough time to make that whole thing happen nice and slow and beautiful. But if I'm playing, it came upon a midnight clear, I might make a completely different choice because I'm going to have to be a lot more on top of things in terms of what I am going to be able to get done. And so know that you make a decision at whatever pace you're playing, and then as it starts to speed up, if you start to speed it up, then you may end up having to come up with a different solution over time. That's pretty normal with me. I'm like, this is how I'm going to play it, and then I start speeding it up. I'm like, that's not at all how I'm going to play it because I can't do it at the higher speed. So patience, right? Figuring out, hey, I'm going to learn. That's the reason we work on all these tools all the time. Hey, we're going to do it this way, then we're going to do it this way, and then maybe when we get it ready to do ourselves, that we have all of those ways we can investigate. So yeah, it's definitely, as an arranger, I'm like, because initially I had 2-0-1-5 and I thought that's too hard to play, and then I thought, well, 5-5-5-5 is easy to play, but then I do have to switch completely up, pull all the way off and go down to 2-0-1-3. So it's one of those moments where you're like, I don't like any of my choices necessarily. And I did think 5-5-8, not playing the first string, was the third one. I thought that sounded the least full, and so that's why I chose not to give you that one. All right, good. That's It Came Upon a Midnight Clear. Let's run through the last two pages of Minuet, and then we're going to be done for the day, and you guys will have a little bit of time. I'd love for you to just sit down before you run off into the afternoon to play through the other Christmas tunes that we worked this week, and just be ready for tomorrow. You have a really nice list of songs that we're going to knock out tomorrow. Silent Night, Up on the Housetop, First Noel, Oh Holy Night, and Ode to Joy. Those are all sort of the more approachable tunes that we will have throughout Christmas. And so hopefully all of those are going to sound fine for you. Bach's Minuet Suite. Bach is really Christian Petzold. We played pages 1 and 2 yesterday. I'd like to play quickly through 3 and 4, and then I'll give you the rest of the time to work on getting ready for tomorrow. It feels like, oh my God, I can't believe it's already concert day. It's our special edition Wednesday, Kick Your Fanny Wednesday. Doesn't line up with anything we said. Go to measure, page 3. We're going to play down through 35 through 50. I'm going to play just melody. That's for those of you guys that are newer. That's a legitimate way to play this song, is just play through the melody. If you're newer, I want you to play melody both times through. If you've been around a little while, I do definitely want you to try the tough uke, and I will play that through. The second time, I will play the tough uke. And the same thing for page 4. I'll play the melody first and then the tough uke. If you've been around a good long time and you got a pretty good handle on tough uke, I'd love for you to play it with your thumb one time and then your claw the second time. And so let's give it a try. I'm going to play 35 through 50, and then I'm going to go back and play 35 through 51, and then we'll turn the page and we'll go on to that. Okay? From the 35, 1, 2, 3. 35. Second ending, third 51. Measure 52. Measure 52. To finish up page 5. Page 5 is almost identical to page 1, so we don't need to dig into page 5 too much. Okay, so tomorrow we will play this whole song as written. First section twice, second section twice, third section twice, fourth section twice, and then fifth page once. And so it wouldn't be a bad idea for you tomorrow to just warm up. We have a lot of good music to get through tomorrow. We have this piece, and then we will have Over the River and Through the Woods. It Came Upon a Midnight Clear. And then hopefully, and then we'll just see how many of these we can also knock out. Silent Night, Up on the Housetop, First Noel, Oh Holy Night, and Ode to Joy. So make sure you've taken a minute just to look through those. Like I say, those are the generally speaking, the little bit easier versions of the Chords. Nothing is easy, of course, as you have figured out, but those have a tendency to be a little bit more readily playable than the other stuff we're working on. So hopefully that's going to make you happy and make you feel challenged and all of that. And that's what I know about today for ukulele. I'm going to go ahead and pull the plug, give you just take the rest of the next 20 minutes and just play through all of those as best you can, and feel confident and be ready for tomorrow. So guys, have a wonderful afternoon. And next hour, we're going to be doing Feliz Navidad. I will tell you, I don't like that song at all, but I get it asked for it all of the time. And so we have it, and the timing it's all about getting the timing right on that song. So we'll play through it tomorrow. We probably will not play through it again today and tomorrow, and then that'll probably be the end of it. But I get so many requests for it that it's there. And so have a wonderful afternoon. Thanks, Nancy. Thanks, Lynn. Thanks to everybody that's here. And I'm going to yank the plug. Keep playing, okay? And I will see you either later in the next hour, or I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great night.